before we get into Seattle, what are you doing now to as a Blue Angel? What's your plan?
Yeah, the plan for the season is to basically keep ourselves sharp, do the mission as much as we can as far as inspiring the next generation and inspiring the country. But right now we're practicing as much as we can here at home base in Pensacola to get ready for our transition to the Super Hornet next year, as well as next year's season.
And when you talk Super Hornet, are you guys changing your planes?
Yeah, that's correct. So we're going to be switching from the F-18 Alpha through Delta, the original Legacy Hornet, over to the Super Hornet, which is Echo through Foxtrot, and then the Growler, the Gulf model, which is flown up at Whidbey Island.
Wow. So what will that do? Will that add to your ability to do other things?
It'll be a similar show. Some aspects will change just based on the flight controls that are available in the jet. The jet is also 30% larger, as well as the engines, so it might be a louder show. But we haven't done a show with the Super Hornet yet, so I can't tell you exactly how it's going to look.
So it's a little bigger and a little more powerful is pretty much, to the layman like me, that's what they're going to hear and see.
That's about right. Yes, sir.
Okay. What are you going to miss most about the Seattle show?
I spent a lot of years up in Whidbey Island, so for me personally, it was always something to look forward to. The summer was, officially here when the Blues were overhead and the boats were racing and Seafair was going on. So Seattle for us, it's an every year show, and everyone really enjoys being up there. Obviously, it's probably the two greatest months of the year, July, August. So everyone's just in awe of how beautiful it is up there. So we're going to miss the people, the sights, the beautiful area, the Puget Sound, and everything that Seattle has to offer. We're going to miss that tremendously this year.
When you say you spent a lot of time at Whidbey, can you give me a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, I'm from Philadelphia originally, but I was privileged to fly the EA-6B Prowler up at Naval Air Station Whidbey Island from about 2007 up to 2010. I took it on a deployment on the USS Roosevelt, and then I transitioned over to the EA-18G Growler, and I flew that up at Whidbey Island from about 2010 through 2013. And I was a reservist up there. I actually came to the Blue Angels as a reservist from VAQ 209, which is also a unit that flies the Growler at Whidbey Island.
All right, so just as a fanboy question, the new Top Gun movie over there at Whidbey, right? So did you have any experience with that movie set or anybody that was on that set?
I personally did not. I heard stories from my friends that are still up there. They did do some filming up there, but I'm looking forward to the release of the new Top Gun. We'll see if it's as good as the original.
Tell me about the course on Lake Washington, because I know that in the past it's a little bit different. And how does it compare to other airspaces that the Blue Angels fly in?
Sure, it's challenging. You have almost like a bowl-shaped area with Mercer Island there in the middle, and then you've got the city out towards the west. So there are some obstacles that make it a little more challenging than, say, flying in the desert. But it's so beautiful. We just enjoy flying up there, and the unique experience of having both ground-based observers and people out on their boats really makes for a wonderful show.
I imagine there's so much concentration when you guys are flying. Is there much of an opportunity to take that all in while you're doing your show, or even before or after?
Yeah, I mean, me specifically, I'm a backseater, so when I get a chance to fly, I'm taking in as much as I can. But I know with the demo guys, the demo pilots, while they're flying, they're concentrating mainly on staying in position. And no, they don't probably have the amount of time that, say, someone on a 737 flying from Seattle to LA has to look out the window.
What about you guys come in, you have those couple of days of practice. Is there, you know, and
Yep.
I'm usually driving to work at those times on the highways. And when you guys buzz us on the highway, we think I'm sure I'm not alone when it's very cool to see how low you get. Do you, on those practice days, have a chance to have a little bit more freedom and maybe buzz downtown a little bit more and give people a thrill?
We don't. I mean, we practice like we play, right? So our practices are the same as our demonstration. But on the way out and the way home, the guys will join up and do a pass by the Space Needle to get a couple shots of that. So
Yeah.
we do a little bit, join up just to showcase our professionalism and give people a chance to see their Blue Angels a little better. But as far as, buzzing the tower or anything like that, there's no joy riding in a Blue Angel.
I just thought I'd ask. It looks like you guys are having an awful lot of fun up there, and sometimes you get so low to the trees, it's just like, holy cow, man.
It is fun flying, but for me, the best part is meeting the people all over the country. That's really the greatest part about being a Blue Angel, is to inspire kids and inspire the next generation that'll take our places one day as citizen sailors, citizen soldiers in the Navy and Marine Corps. So that's the best part. The flying's awesome, but meeting people and experiencing the diversity we have in this country is really the neatest part of this job.
That's a great point. When you talk about that, you guys are like celebrities when you go out, I'm sure. And there's a lot of pictures and all of that kind of fun stuff that comes with it. But so much of what you do, even in Seattle, is meet and greets and educating too. I would imagine.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We like to get out to high schools and invite groups out to the airfield to show them the jets. Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Civil Air Patrol units. I love bringing them out to the field, taking them around the jets, showing them, hey, this is how the tailhook works. This is how it stops us when we land on the aircraft carrier. Just telling them about the jet, about aviation in general. Is really neat, and it's part of our mission. It's the main part of our mission, and like I said, I really enjoy that aspect of it.
One of the traditions is to take guys like us in the media up on flights. And first of all, I'll ask you how that is. Have you had a chance to experience that much over the years?
So I don't get to fly the guys. It's Blue Angel number 7 that will usually take them up. They actually ride in my seat in the back of the 7 jet. So there have been interesting looks on faces when they return to the ground, and everyone's body responds differently to G-forces and in inverted flight. But they ultimately always come out with a smile because it's an experience that might be once in a lifetime. And I don't take it for granted when I get to fly. It's a tremendous experience, and I'll never forget it.
There are some people, you're right. I know me, if I got up and you guys gave me a choice to go easy or hard, I would go, take it easy. Just take me up like I'm in a 737. Let's just take a look around, because my body couldn't handle those G's. Yeah. But there are some that I've worked with in the past, men and women that dig it. And you're right, it does affect people differently.
It sure does, yep. And the difference with us, we don't wear G suits on our legs. When you pull G's, your blood will start to flow out of your brain, and of course you want to keep it there to stay conscious. And in the fleet, in a normal gray jet, when we're going to war, we would wear G suits to keep it squeezes your legs and keeps the blood into your head so you don't pass out. We actually do not fly with G suits. So it makes it that much more challenging to resist those G forces.
Huh. Any other stories or experiences from Seattle that you can share with maybe the viewer that maybe one of the high points of the visits over the years?
I'm trying to think here. Every time I get to go to Seattle, I'm reminded of just outstanding times with friends and experiences with the Navy that were unique. You know, as part of my growing up, I had just gotten out of college and went to flight school here in Pensacola. And then right from Pensacola, you know, you're talking about a guy that's 23, 24 years old. I got to move up to the Pacific Northwest, and it was just a tremendous experience. You know, the outdoors, the sights, Mount Rainier right there in the background, the culture, the history of Seafair. I know you guys are celebrating 70 years today. I think originally it was supposed to be 1951, but you guys changed, you know, for the centennial anniversary of Seattle, but it actually went off in 1950, right? So 70 years is pretty neat to have that. I think we've been coming there since 1966, and I know we missed 2013, and this is another year we're going to miss, unfortunately. But the history that you guys have with our team, with the Blue Angels, is pretty unique. There are many air shows across the country that don't get the Blue Angels every year, but Seattle's one of them. And, you know, like I said, the experiences that we have going up there, you know, staying at the WAC, the Washington Athletic Club, staying downtown, our interactions with Seattle PD and all the outstanding men and women that put on Seafair every year, it's just a tremendous amount of work that goes into that, and being a part of that is just super special for us. So like I said, you know, that history, to be a part of that is pretty cool, going all the way back to you know, Tex Johnson, who did the barrel roll in the 707 one year at Seafair. You know, that's part of the aviation history of Seafair, and as a Blue Angel, I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah. How many shows do you guys do roughly a year?
Just over 30 normally.
Just over 30.
Yep.
So one last question. So is the plan moving forward for you guys to come back next year? And, you know, is it just too early to look that far out?
Nope, we'll be back next year, and we'll hopefully every year after that. You know, as long as we don't have another pandemic or some kind of national emergency, we'll be back every year.
Do you have any idea when your next show might be? Like, are you going to do any shows this year?
I can't tell you. I think we have one show left on the book still. It's too hard to tell right now. Most have canceled, and you know, it's tough. It's a tough year, but the public safety is, you know, at the forefront of our minds, and we don't want to put anybody in any kind of risk. So we've been happy to do these outstanding flyovers on the East Coast and the Midwest that we've done. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make it out to the West Coast, but flying over New York, Philadelphia, DC, you know, Florida, up to Chicago, Detroit, you could see people out in their driveways, out in ball fields, out in high school fields, watching us go over. And for me, it was almost an emotional experience, because in that moment, you're all just Americans being proud of your country. And it was pretty cool. It was pretty moving to fly over, you know, Independence Hall in Philadelphia, where, you know, the Declaration was signed so many years ago. That has been a highlight of this year, as well as flying, you know, out at Mount Rushmore and over Washington, D.C. You know, these are huge events, and we are honored to be a part of those with our men and women that are also flying with us.
Oh, that's cool, man. I didn't know you guys were doing all of those types of things. Almost just to lift people's spirits a little bit.
That's right. That's exactly what we were doing, and from all accounts that I've heard, it worked. And like I said, just honored to be a part of that. You know, I think it was Isaac Newton that said, you know, I can only see as far as I can because I stand on the shoulder of giants. And that's kind of how we are in this squadron. You know, we're just here for a short time, standing on the shoulders of those who have come before us. And it's just an honor to be a part of all these events and to wear this flight suit for a short amount of time.
Yeah. That's very cool, Adam. It's been great visiting with you, and I'm really glad you could carve out some time today. So again, looking forward to putting this together and hearing more from you. So thanks a lot, Adam, and we'll be in touch. Hopefully, we'll see you next summer.
Yeah, hope so, Paul. Thanks a lot.